Since October 20th, I've been living out of a suitcase. I've moved across countries, bounced from Okinawa to Bali to Okinawa to Honolulu, and I tried to run a business with a 3-year-old attached to me. I lost my mic, I got sick, and my podcast went completely silent. And to some extent, so did my business. If your life feels like an airport layover that never ends and you're terrified that you've killed your momentum, then this episode is for you. I'm literally going to walk you through why this feeling of being behind or failing is not real. It is just your new season, how I'm rebuilding my rhythm while still living out of literally boxes and suitcase, and a daily, simple CEO ritual you can steal if you feel like life is a roller coaster right now. Grab your cup of whatever's keeping you grounded and let's get started. Welcome to Heart Led CEO, the podcast for women wellness entrepreneurs who are ready to build, scale, and automate their businesses without sacrificing their soul, sanity, or authenticity. I'm Anna Connie Walters, a nurse turned entrepreneur, military spouse, first time mama in my 40s, and a recovering burnout survivor who's making it a mission to help heart led women just like you create thriving businesses that really feel good, do good, and give you the freedom that we all deserve. Because here's the thing, you don't have to hustle harder to succeed. You don't have to drown in tech overwhelm or try to do everything alone. And I'm here to give you the strategies, automation tools, and mindset shifts that will help you step fully into that leader, CEO, and impact maker that you are meant to be. If you're ready to grow your business in a way that aligns with your values and your life, you are in the right place. Let's get into today's episode. Hello, my beautiful friend. OMG. It has been a minute and my life has been so crazy. Let's just get straight into it because I know I have disappeared, and it's not because I haven't cared or because I wasn't being serious or because I got sick or something was really wrong. It really was just because life said plot twist, and literally all my old expectations basically did not match my new reality of what my life was really going to be like. So if you've been watching on my socials, you kind of know I've been trying to keep you guys updated on my journey. And if you feel like your own life has been doing cartwheels and thinking, wow, I must be the least consistent entrepreneur on the planet. Hello, I want you to hear my story and realize that it is not just you. Now, I want to set the scene that literally since October 20th, I have basically been in my suitcase era and laptop entrepreneur life. We basically packed out our entire house, and then 2 days later, we left Okinawa. We traveled to Bali, our first vacation in pretty much 6 years, and the internet in Bali was like, "I will work when I feel like it," which was okay because my 3-year-old, literally, you could not pull him away from that damn resort pool. I didn't have my mic because I had to pack it up, and I had a very, very energetic 3-year-old who needed extra, like, family time, which really had been on my bucket list of finding ways to spend more time as an actual family, and it was beautiful, and I loved it. It was for my 44th birthday. Then my body tapped out pretty much the day before we were supposed to fly out. I got Bali belly. And lucky for me, my nurse skills kicked in. I always travel with the guys. That was like a real moment. I'm literally recording this in my kitchen because I don't have no furniture. And luckily, I packed my Yeti mic in my short term luggage that arrived like a week ago, and finally found the plug to connect it to my laptop. And I'm literally making cookies so that we can go introduce ourselves to our neighbors because my son is deathly like in need of some like children time. He's tired of hanging out with me because I'm no fun no more. But we came back and maybe had about 2 days to kind of catch our breath, and then literally had to travel again, but at this time to our final destination, which is Honolulu, Hawaii. My husband got orders here, and even though now, as like I am literally recording this and surrounded by just empty spaces and suitcases and luggages, I really feel like I am living out some version of this new life. And I'm trying to accept it and be patient with myself, be patient with my toddler. The reality of being now a true full-time stay-at-home mom, trying to figure out my new schedule, and being in the mindset that I will have to be like this for at least another month till our stuff actually arrives. Meanwhile, I'm still supporting my husband who's gone to like full work mode. He had his appointment and relief ceremony as the sergeant major literally today. We're still figuring out life on this base. We've never lived on base before. And unfortunately, daycare prices are like crazy wild. So I'm back to deciding that we're just going to do the full time stay at home mom mode until we can kind of figure out what our monthly expenses are going to be, what his paycheck's going to be like, and what my like capacity is going to be like. I had to renew my driver's license. We had to register cars, get them out of storage, dealing with paperwork, explaining to people what happened and why we moved. And it was just all in the middle of this entire chaotic move. My brain was whispering, like, hey, where are your weekly podcast episodes? Where's your social media content? Are you even serious about your business? And if that sounds familiar, guess what? It is not just you. It is that tiny self-sabotaging twin that's always in the back of our brain, not allowing us to breathe, enjoy, and handle life. And the real like tough love moment that I want us to have is that you, my friend, are not failing and you're not behind. We, whatever your situation is, are just in a brand new season and still, unfortunately, pushing ourselves with these old season expectations. So, for instance, my old season was Okinawa, established routines, familiar roads, my classes, my clients, my mermaid world, my grocery store rhythm, my son's daycare rhythm. And then suddenly, hello, brand new everything, a bigger house, a new base, new neighborhood, no friends, different time zone, a husband in a huge leadership role, no financial, sane childcare option yet, a 3-year-old adjusting literally to all the changes, taking naps at like 3 p.m. because that's the nap time that it would be for us in Japan. And my internal standard is still like, hey, weekly podcast. Where's your strategic magnetic content? Let's do some lunches. You need to be showing up everywhere. And the reality is that, my friend, is not leadership. That's self-abandonment dressed up as ambition. So if whether you're in your PCS move, if you're a military, if you're in a new baby season, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, in grief, maybe you have a chronic illness flare and we just moved and nothing feels settled yet, and you're wondering why content or everything in business kind of feels impossible. It's not because you're lazy or you don't care or you lost your mojo. It is because you are trying to drag literally old capacity into a completely different chapter of your life that doesn't make sense. And what it actually looks like behind the scenes. And I want to actually normalize what this actually looks like and not that Instagram highlight reel version that we tend to see. Because in Bali, beautiful. Like you should see the pictures that they were taking of us, like literally on they were taken on my iPhone, but some people literally thought we went and had like a professional photo shoot. I was like, mm-mm. We did that with like a bunch of Bali dudes. and it was all staged, but it was beautiful. It was hot, it was humid, it was tropical, but the internet was inconsistent, literally at its best. I had no equipment, like no mic, no proper recording setup. I was overstimulated by my kiddo exploring and needing extra connection because he himself is also going through the same transition. And the schedule was literally go, go, go for pretty much almost a month, 4 weeks. And my body eventually said, like, "Psh, we're done." And then I got sick. Now, it could have been room service, it could have been the water, or it could have just been like everything was like, we're done. Time out. Let's tap out. And as soon as we land back, I barely had a couple of days before we had to literally turn right back around and head to Hawaii with like literally 15 like bags of luggage, y'all. And if I'm whispering, you're like, Anakani, why are you whispering? Because my son's upstairs finally taking his nap. And then once we got here, hello, a little jet lag. There's the logistics of base life. We had to be in a hotel till the house came up available to like move into. And then there's my husband's ceremony, and then all the stuff that comes with living overseas and transitioning back as a US citizen. And then the emotional weight of living up, like literally me uprooting from a place that we loved, that was my son's first everything, where I had built all my businesses. There's this mental load of like mom and wife and CEO and new house and new rhythm. And in whatever cracks of time that I could literally find, I would try to open up my laptop and tweak my Alliancio ritual app. And it wasn't not to make it like prettier for a launch or whatever, but it was literally just to give myself something to hold on to. I wasn't trying to be impressive. I was trying not to drown in like my own chaos. And I used this Alliancio ritual app. So I literally was like, how can I make this better? How can I get this app to support me in this season of where I am? And that is something that I love about AI and now vibe coding, the reality that this is something that I could do, that I can not only just have an idea and create it into an app, but actually having the ability to adjust it and make it my own at any time. And then you get this, like, for reals, identity whiplash, y'all. Because I want to talk about it. If you've never heard of it, guess what is a real thing? One day I'm running offers, I'm teaching, I'm on stage, I'm coaching, I'm creating content like it's nobody's business. I'm in my systems, in my flow, I'm exercising, I'm teaching, I'm creating, I'm in like this next level. And then next thing, I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom again. I'm on a new base. I don't have childcare. I don't have friends. I don't have a support system yet. I'm building a new support system from literally like not zero. We have friends, but they're all my husband's friends. And I need to like rebuild my relationships. And when I'm in a space where I'm not like comfortable or feel safe yet, I'm extremely introverted and crazy quiet. Then I got sick, and then I had to still show up for like a military ball. And it's just all these things in a bigger house while I'm still learning how to live in my own new life. And then the entrepreneur part of me is like, so are we still a CEO, or are we just like over here eating dinosaur shaped tofu nuggets and folding laundry and washing dishes like forever? Because we only have one cup, one pan, one this, one that. And so it's this like doom feeling of like, oh shit, is this how it's going to be? Like, oh no. And you might have your own version of this. Maybe you went on maternity leave and your old rhythm never came back. Maybe your partner deployed and everything got heavier like overnight. Maybe you had to move back home to kind of like give your guys some cushion or take on caregiving for a parent. And then suddenly the version of you who didn't know how to do it, like who could do it all, suddenly kind of disappears. or you have this new version where you didn't have to do it all, and now you've taken on this new persona that now you get to do it all. Now, here's your reframe. The version of you wasn't better. She was just resourced differently. And it's not like we can't build up to where we were. We need to learn to have grace. It's about finding a rhythm and not feeling like we need to be rescued in our life. And some point between literally the DMV lines, which by the way, I spent probably 20 hours at the DMV over the course of like maybe 4 days. It was awful. Housing office visits and trying to find like halfway decent Wi-Fi, getting a new phone, trying to remember what my phone is. Like people are like, "What's your phone number?" And my husband would look at me like, "Ugh, you don't know your phone number by now?" I'm like, "Seriously? I got it yesterday." And I had this moment of, I don't need a rescue plan. Y'all, give me a minute. I need a rhythm that actually matches my life right now. And that's when I really leaned into my aligned CEO ritual app because that was my safety net. That was my like asset to really help me as like this lifeline. I started to ask myself, what is the bare minimum that still honors my role as a CEO? My definition of a CEO, not everybody else's. What are 1 to 2 actions that actually move the needle instead of just exhausting me? And then what am I allowed to put down for now, okay, without making it feel like I've failed in my business, in my life, whatever. And suddenly my day stopped being like this 24-item perfect CEO checklist, and it looked more like one visibility touch point, like one story, one live, one post, and making it something more simple, more tangible. A CEO move like sending an email, updating a sales page, or mapping out and tweaking my offer to make sense for what I actually can deliver. Or one nervous system reset. Now we can walk. We can walk to like the parks, check the parks out. We started doing yoga together. We haven't done that in a while. I started practicing my box breathing again. And then one intentional present moment with my family that wasn't multitasked. Because the reality is that I've been working through the Atomic Habits book. And one thing that I did realize that he mentions in the book is that you need to make sure that when you are staging your life for business and life in the same household, you have clear distinction boundaries with your workspaces. So right now, I have my laptop and stuff set up in the kitchen, which is also where I cook. And so there's really this no distinction of like, when should I stop working? Because then I feel like I should be working while I'm cooking instead of just enjoying the art of cooking. And it's like the first place that I go to when I wake up before he wakes up. And it's this, is this going to be my glamorous life now? And it's like, no. Does it feel like this, hustle fantasy? Nope, it's not. But is it keeping my business warm? Is it keeping me connected to my people and my body from burning out? And the answer is yes, because I know this isn't permanent. I know that I will eventually move upstairs and have my own desk space and have this like distinction of like, this is when he's going to be probably sleeping. This is when I can work. This is when he's probably going to be napping. This is when I can work. This is probably when he's going to start to like wind down. My husband's had time to wind down. I can leave him and go work. And so if you're listening and feeling called out very, very in a loving way, here's what I want you to know. You are allowed to be in transition mode and still, my beautiful friend, be a powerful CEO. You do not need to earn your title back by suffering your way through some 90 days of extreme consistency. You get to claim it right here in your messy living room, or in my case, my messy kitchen, surrounded by boxes and laundry and tiny shoes. And a really simple way that you can totally start, even tomorrow, is maybe tomorrow morning before you start doom scrolling, choose one of these things. one relationship, one business action, or one way that you can honor your body. If you're choosing one relationship that you were going to nurture, choose one client, your audience, a Facebook group, a community, maybe a collaborator or a power partner. If you're going to go with one business action, you're going to choose something that you can complete, something you can send, something you can publish, something you can reply to, or something that you can refine. And if you're going to go with one way to honor your body, you're going to practice a pranayama, a breathing exercise. You're going to do some type of stretching. You're going to try to do some type of soulful eating, or you're going to rest. You're going to choose one of those three, and from those three, one of those many. And then that's it. That's your CEO ritual. And if you want to like have real structure and support, I invite you always to my Heart and Hustle CEO Club, because through that club, you get access to the Align CEO Ritual app that I built for this exact thing. It really helps us anchor into this millionaire moves without that hustle culture of sacrificing our nervous system at the same time. But even without it, again, I just gave you gold. Like you can literally take those three things and work on one like each week and totally change your life, totally change your rhythm, and totally change how your life is moving. And then guess what? You can come back without shame, that shame walk. And it can be like me coming back to your podcast, or maybe you haven't been consistent on your social media and coming back after a content gap. And here's what I'm not going to do. I am not going to go spend 10 minutes apologizing to everybody. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to be doing 3 episodes a week for like ever to like make up for lost time. And guess what? I am not going to pretend that everything was fine and that I just need time to realign. What I am going to do is I'm going to tell you the truth about this suitcase season. I'm going to acknowledge that life hit hard and that guess what? I survived and I adjusted. And I'm going to choose a returning point. Today, this episode, this moment, that was it for me. And that's your invitation too. Because guess what? You do not need to rebrand. You don't need no photo shoot, or you don't have to wait till January the 1st to like make some big declaration. You need one courageous decision. This is where I am. This is what I can give. And I'm willing to start here. And that is it, my friend. I want you to let this land. Today we talked a lot about a lot. Living in a suitcase era. That's what I'm calling it. And what that does to your creativity, because we have to be honest. And guess what? Awareness is power. Why you are not failing or behind. We are just in a different season with different resources. We talked about how identity whiplash shows up when life and business change at the same time. And we gave you a little more gentler, more honest rhythm ideas to still honor your role as a CEO. And so your tiny action step from this episode is really to grab a piece of paper or your notes app or whatever you do, you're jotting creativity on. And I want you to answer these 3 questions. Number 1, what season am I actually in right now? And you just need to name it. Are you in PCS season, new baby season, grief season, rebuild season, caretaking season? Number 2, what is one daily CEO move I can realistically commit to for the next 7 days? Not fantasy you, present you, my boo. And number 3, what can I pause or simplify without making it mean that I failed? And that's your starting line. Not when your house is unpacked, not when your childcare is sorted, not when life is less crazy, but today, my friend. And then next week, you're going to shift from survival mode into strategy mode. We're going to walk through how I'm using a really simple 90-minute AI powered framework to get back on track with my content and how you can do it too, especially with my Black Friday workshop that's actually going to be coming up. It's like a workshop that I'm offering for Black Friday, but it's not going to happen until after the holidays. But for now, my beautiful friend, guess what I want you to do? I want you to continue to be you. I want you to continue to be beautiful, and I want you to continue leading from your heart. I will catch you in the next episode. All right, beautiful. That's a wrap on today's episode. But before you go, let's talk about something really important. You are not just another entrepreneur trying to figure things out alone. You are a wave leader, someone whose work is meant to create real impact, touch the lives of others, and make this world better. And I want you to know you don't have to do it alone. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to keep this energy going inside of my free Facebook community, Empower Her Biz Collective. It's where we take these conversations deeper with live trainings, tech walkthroughs, and real heart-centered support from other women wellness entrepreneurs who really get it. So if you're ready for community, clarity, and support as you build your own business with heart and ease, I'd invite you to come and join us. You'll find the link in the show notes. And hey, if you love today's episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review if you feel inclined, and share this with a fellow heart-led women entrepreneur so that we can build this movement together. Until next time, keep leading with heart.